Okay, so this is the mock-up of the bed design, and what it is, we've got a continuous hinge along one edge and then two pieces of 18mm board. And when this folds out, what we're aiming for is for a flat surface that we press down on, and we'll then take weight on top of it with the screws pushing into each other and resisting that downwards force. Now that means those screws are trying to be pulled out slightly, so we've gone with nice thick screws, and that does appear to give a decent flat surface. So this is now the full scale version, which is 1.2 meters wide, and in the long term I'll take out the middle of that, fill the middle with foam board and widen it slightly with foam board to be just the right shape, and then fiberglass over the top. So I'm going to get that fully drilled out and screwed, and another section of piano continuous hinge at the bottom for it to fold up and down, and then we'll stick it in the van and see how it looks. So here we have the prototype for what will be the furniture in the rear. Over this side will eventually be kitchen in foam board and fiberglass, and storage in foam board and fiberglass with slide out drawers and slide out for the fridge and more slide out for kitchen storage here. Enough space in here to change in and out of a wetsuit, and then once we take this down, from its running driving position, we fold this out carefully because it's quite heavy, slide it across, do up a couple of clips which I'm not sure are totally necessary, and there we have, rather inelegantly, the bed. So this is where the bed sits on top. We have roughly a 30cm panel here, which is just cut out and shaped to the van. Another tie down to keep it, another tie into the vehicle's frame to keep everything still in a collision. Piano continuous hinge for the fold up. Another piano continuous hinge down the length of here. The carpet grip over the top to resist a downwards force, and these two clips at the end, because what I was finding was that with a slight flex from the middle section, just as the spring presses together, you've got a pivot point here, and these were lifting slightly. So this just resists that lift. I'm not totally sure it's necessary, it just looked unnerving. It did actually seem solid enough without them. And the other thing we've got done is the electrics. Super temporary, just for a few weekends while I get used to see whether the layout and the principles work. The Citroen relay actually has a grommet in this corner of the van, which comes down through that pillar and enters up here, and there's just a port behind there where the power goes in, with a nice simple socket at this end. And then that leaves me with the only job to do for the weekend. I just finish off putting the seat bases back on and giving everything a good clean, because it's thoroughly covered in wood dust at the moment.